All right. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Suckle Boy John, with Danny,
Yep.
with another episode of Hobos with Homes. We been gone for a little bit. Apparently, Danny had a shortcut to where we needed to get to, but
Don't get crazy. You wanted to take edibles, and you agreed. You wanted to go on some Lord of the Rings, Blair Witch fucking project through the woods, and it was we had a lot of ventures,
fair,
folks. We had a lot of
fair
ventures.
enough, fair enough. We were visited by the spirit of the guy who played Ernest in the Ernest movies. I don't remember his name. Uh,
He was a delight till he started saying racist shit. I don't
yeah,
know,
that was
man.
pretty wild.
That kind of broke my heart.
Yeah, that was really awkward. But here we are, finally settled in, and a couple of spicy boys here, ready to get into some stuff. A lot has happened, and Danny, there is a car pulling up right now.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Holy shit, there really is. Fuck, this place is not abandoned.
Oh
I just, I
man!
just, I just wanted to fucking bathe and nap. Just all I fucking wanted,
Oh,
bro. I'm
Danny,
covered in. I don't even know what the fuck I'm
you're
covered
gonna
in.
have to stay a dirty little boy a little longer. We need to go upstairs, bro.
Ben, get the luggage out the car.
Shit, dude, we need to hide. What the fuck are we doing? We need to go somewhere. Go upstairs. Let's go upstairs.
Fuck.
Oh shit, is that like an attic ladder shit? No one
Yeah,
goes in the attic. Let's get in
yeah,
the
yeah.
fucking
Go,
attic.
go, go, go.
All right, grab the string. Grab the string. Shit. Just play the
Fuck.
fucking theme song. Fucking Christ, why do we keep doing this? All right, folks. So we're in this dusty ass attic of what appears to be a home to two old people.
Yeah, cute little old couple, Danny.
Yeah, John's like there's a little. It's got this attic's got like one of those little creepy ass windows where if you're outside you see like a ghost child, and then you come up here and it kills you or something. That's the kind of vibe going
Yeah,
on here.
and they can barely hear each other, so there's no way they're gonna hear us.
Yeah, so you might hear them in the background yelling at each other because I think that's how they talk. I don't think they're fighting because the stuff they're yelling kind of doesn't make sense.
You remind me of my grandparents, Danny. It feels so wholesome right now.
Yeah, hopefully maybe they'll make some cookies and we could sneak down there and take a few
Oh,
bites.
I would love nothing more than that.
Me too, man. Me too. But I guess we're gonna keep recording the podcast. It's been too long. We've missed so much. So like I don't even know where to start. Where you want to start? Where you
Well,
kick it
I guess
off?
first things first. Apparently, Ernest's name, the actor, was Jim Varney. But let's be honest, he's Ernest. There's no Jim Varney. So
Dude, I wish he was still alive. I grew up with those movies.
yeah, me too. So I just want to say that there is no Jim Varney. There is Ernest. Ernest played
100%.
Jim Varney.
They should have had an end credit scene. What was the movie where he went to jail and then
I
he
believe
got
that was
electrical
Ernest Goes to
powers?
Jail.
Yeah, they should have had an end credit scene where Charles Xavier rolls up. It's like, Ernest, you want to join the X-Men?
Imagine that. Ernest joins the X-Men.
He's like, all right, well, you bald dude, let's go.
See, now that's a movie that I want to see now. Ernest would be my favorite X-Men, like easily. Like
Oh my
Wolverine,
god,
step aside.
everybody would shit on him, but he would save the day at the
Yeah,
end with his
with his
shenanigans.
like little hat and his vest and his fucking weird, crazy faces he would make.
They would be like, we thought Rogue had multiple powers. We can't even tell you what powers Ernest has. He's a master of
Yeah,
disguise. He can take
yeah.
pain.
We don't gotta worry about Phoenix no more. We gotta worry about Ernest. He has
Dude, I'm about
unbelievable
to go.
power that he has yet to harness.
Yo, where are these Ernest movies? One of these streaming services have to have Ernest movies. I'm gonna look up
That's a
tonight. I
good
want to watch an
point.
Ernest
That's a
movie.
good point. Now,
It's been a minute.
our lives moving forward, Danny, we're gonna have to. I think Ernest is gonna be kind of like on the forefront of our minds.
Dude, I want to dress up as him for Halloween.
Dude, you should. Why
Right?
not?
It's not that hard of an outfit.
Hell no. Just go inside,
It's been
a Walmart, find some, a shitty hat or vest or whatever, pants, whatever the fuck you would wear, and just talk like an asshole.
fuck a fuck a Walmart. Why I gotta go to a vintage shop here? They have so many vintage shops here. I think people just die so much here that they just sell their clothes. There's some nice clothes there too.
Well, yeah, that's essentially Ernest's style. Was I believe it was a blue vest, a shirt,
Mm-hmm.
like a gray shirt, and then a like a khaki colored, hat. But I
Yeah,
think he was
man.
mostly known for his dumb fucking faces he would make.
Yeah, and his weird characters. So, folks, this is gonna be the
This
Ernest
is the
podcast.
Ernest
So
podcast.
that's. Did you ever see the clip of him and Robin Williams riffing backstage?
Oh my god, I've never seen it, but can you imagine that energy?
Oh, it was great. It's such a
I
great
would need,
clip. They
I
just
would
riff.
need to fucking be high out of my mind to be able to take a encounter between Ernest and Robin Williams.
They're both having like a comedic battle of voices against each other. It's insane.
I can only imagine that. And now I want to see that.
Oh my god. Look it up, folks. When we did get chances to play stuff before we went into the woods, and we still play video games in the woods. I don't know how that happened. We have to look into that. But
Real
you
quick,
know,
when when you say go into the woods, I think about like the my uncle who's gay. He used to tell us these stories about how the the, the gay community. There's this thing where in parks they like go and like have like sexual, encounters in various parks, and that like it's kind of like it's kind of like an unspoken, thing in part of like a not dark, but like a, you know, a mysterious society kind of club where like if you go into like a park, so like for example, the park that's near my house, uh
yeah.
sometimes he would go into there deep into the park, and he would find other gay men uh there for the sole reason to have sex in the park.
So it's so isn't it similar to like was it a rumor or was I guess maybe it was a fact of like gay men having like hooking up at rest stops on the highway or
Yeah,
something?
I guess so. I mean, it, the funny thing is that when he told us that, I had not too long before that listened to an episode of Howard Stern where George Takei was on, and George Takei talked about how when he was young, back in LA, there was like this park or area, I forgot which one it was, but it was called the Rambles, and and
Rebels.
it was like there was like a like it was widely known amongst the gay community that to go there and just find and encounters, sexual encounters in there with other gay men. And so my uncle, when he was telling us that, because he had I wasn't anticipating this, by the way, for this to just come out. I guess that's part of the beauty of a podcast. But
Oh yeah, that's the beauty of our
yeah,
podcast. We really sometimes we sit down to talk about certain things, but I think our best conversations are when we're talking about Tom Cruise and Oprah taking over the
yeah, I
world.
agree. Or Ernest coming to spend time with us from the heavens.
You just reminded me of a funny story, so keep going.
Yeah. So one day, he came into our house, and he was he looked like really disheveled, and he had like grass on his back, and he had like some cuts and scrapes on his knuckles and his arm, and some like dirt on like his face. And so we said, yo, dude, what happened to you? Are you okay? Like, why did you come in looking all crazy? Like, and so he proceeded to tell us how he, he pulled back the covers on this whole, uh, sexual encounters in a park scenario, and he proceed, so he let us know into that whole world, uh, the underground world, in parks. And I don't think it's all parks. I guess it's just some parks. Like, and when I mean parks, I don't mean like a playground park. I mean like one of these really big, extensive wooded, parks that go on for like you know a mile or whatever. You know what I mean? Like really, really deep, deep, deep.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. When I lived in the
Yeah,
Heights, there was one where I would bike to, and you could literally bike
yeah,
through this.
exactly,
Just like it's insane. Like there's so much parks in New York that are huge. Even Central Park is freaking
exactly.
huge.
So he told us that the reason why. So we were like, wait, so you look like this because you were in there having sex? Like what the fuck? But he said no. Mind you, he was also bleeding from like his ear, and had like a cut on his knuckles. And as he's telling us this, my sister is bandaging him up. That's
Jesus.
how, like, he had some deep cuts. And so, um, the reason why he looked like that is because he said that sometimes cops would go in there and patrol, and it's because they know that sometimes those things are happening, and they come in to try to break it up and arrest people. And so apparently, that night, the cops decided that they were going to come in, and he saw
Goddamn cops.
lights, and he heard the cops, and he went running. And apparently, as he went running, he pulled up to this part in the park where it was kind of like a cliff, and there was nowhere else to go other than back where he was coming from. But there was cops there, and so he decided that he was going to leap off the cliff. Okay,
Wow.
leap off the cliff because he did not want to have to deal with the cops. And
My man was on some
yeah,
Harrison Ford
exactly.
fugitive shit.
It was the fugitive, bro. He was like, I didn't kill my wife. I don't care. Like, the dude straight up threw himself off a cliff in the park to avoid being arrested by the cops for, whatever it is, public indecency, or, public, what,
Whatever bullshit they
whatever it
wanted.
is. I can't really think of it off the top of my head right now, but so because and he says that when he threw himself, and he said it wasn't like throwing himself off of like a 5-story building. It wasn't that far, but it was enough to to give him cuts all over the place, a couple of bruises, tear his shirt in one part, and basically be covered with like grass and dirt, and come in looking like someone just beat the shit out of him in the woods. And
God.
apparently, and mind you, when he came in, our first thought was, oh shit, what happened to you? Like, what the fuck just happened? And little did I know that there was going to be a story coming in about how he was in the woods fucking, and the cops came in to break it up, and so he decided to just throw himself off a cliff.
That's
Yeah, so
amazing.
it was a nice little opening for everybody. Just a little gay sex in the parks. Never hurt nobody.
Hey man, that sounds like a good time. I mean, I wouldn't say I have a similar story, but you reminded me of something here. I think I've mentioned in the podcast that I live in Saskatoon, Canada right now. If you don't know where that is, that's totally fine. I didn't know either. So,
He still doesn't know.
it's in yeah, it's in Saskatchewan, which is over North Dakota, South Dakota. So pretty much, all the white people that didn't thought that city was too loud moved up here. So it's all prairies. It's all white as snow, and yeah. Anyway, um, when I first lived here, I lived with my wife and her roommate in this kind of like ghetto ass neighborhood, and and what I
A
would
ghetto
there
ass
was a
neighborhood in
school a big
Canada. A lot of people are shocked right now.
yeah. Oh, I mean, this whole town is pretty ghetto, to be honest. I mean, the neighborhood I live in now is kind of feels like a little hipster Brooklyn kind of neighborhood, a little bit. But where we were at was, what I mean by ghetto, I mean there would just be like meth heads walking out at night across the street when it's like below negative, just screaming because I guess they're freezing to death. In the middle of the night, just like ah, you just look out like, all right, we're not going outside tonight. Not that we plan to go outside because it's freaking negative. Um, but there was a school across from us with a whole schoolyard and whatnot, and I would jog around there because it was just an easy jog, like just like a almost like a loop de loop arena, and there was a bench there, and every once in a while there would be like a random girl sitting on that bench, right? And I would jog around, and one day like this girl was sitting there for a very long time by herself, and every time I walked by, she seemed to be getting more and more annoyed at me. Like she kept looking at me to the point where she like I jogged past her, I think the third or fourth time, and she like raised her hands like, or threw it up in the air like she got completely frustrated, and then walked up to the street. But she kept still looking at me to see if I was gonna either say something or follow her. So I forgot who told me this, but one of my wife's friends had confirmed to me that that was kind of a hooker bench in the
A hooker
neighborhood.
bench.
Yeah, so pretty much, if these women, escorts, escorting for sexual services, they'll sit there till
Ah,
so someone comes
right, right.
by and see what they want. So maybe she assumed that I was playing games with her by jogging, but I was like literally jogging, dude. But I just thought it was so funny that I'm just like, what is this person's problem? What's going on here?
She thought you were playing mind games, Danny.
She's like, "Hey, well, all right, discount, all right."
She's like, "Well, are you in or you
I'll
out?"
Stop playing games. You're wasting my
Meanwhile,
time.
Danny's completely oblivious, thinking about like random shit.
Oh my dude, I'm so oblivious to a lot of shit sometimes. It kind of just saves me in the end.
She's just biking around, thinking about fucking, when will SOCOM come back? Will it ever come back? And then there's this hooker on the bench saying, "Hurry the fuck up and approach me already."
Dude, one time when I was younger, I was the idiot that used to ride bike with like headphones on, and I just dazed out during a song. What was it over there by East Tremont, like into a busy street where cars are like going on
Mhm.
both sides, just without looking, just right into the fucking intersection, and a car had to like swerve out of the way from fucking hitting me because I was just like I just zoned out. and I and the guy looked at me like, "What the fuck, man?" I'm like, "Oh shit."
You were zoned out, almost like created a fucking like 5-6 car wreck.
Yeah, just listening to what was I listening to? Probably Blink 182 back in the
They should
day.
do a new Final Destination movie where like a big car wreck starts because of you being completely oblivious on your bike.
Yeah. Yeah, like on some Ernest shit,
Oh,
we're bringing it
on some
back.
Ernest shit. Hell yeah. Yeah, I fuck with that now, Danny. On some Ernest shit.
I wish they could reboot Ernest, but you just can't do it without the legend. Can't do
Well,
it
you know
without him.
what, Danny? As we've learned in our last podcast, holograms, they can you can do things now with
You want a Jim Verne
holograms.
hologram?
I want a goddamn Ernest hologram. Bring them
Oh
back.
man, that
Bring them back.
I mean,
Why
yeah,
not?
all right. I'm
Yeah.
with it.
Oh,
I want an Ernest video game.
dude, why would that? What would the video game be? Just like trying to get out of like various bullshit that you put yourself in the middle of.
Yeah, and it also play what was that goat game where you just be a
Oh
goat
yeah, Goat
and it had like
Simulator.
yeah.
You just
It's just a rat dog
it's an
simulator.
Ernest simulator. You just exist as Ernest.
Yeah, just
You
surviving
know,
random
I
shit.
would
I
play
love
that,
it.
Danny.
Oh dear, it smells like shit in here.
It's the fucking shitty candle your sister made out of mud pies.
It was a gift. What do you want me to do?
Throw it in the garbage. Where's the yogurt?
Oh Jesus Christ!
What happened?
Did you fucking hit that shit?
Oh, these two?
Yeah. Folks, if you I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be picked up, but you might hear the the cute old couple downstairs. They probably will come through on the show, um, based off of what.
In the second shelf.
What the fuck?
On the second shelf.
Why is yogurt in a shelf? That's stupid.
Oh, relax, you blind bastard.
You're blind.
Oh man, based off of the things that they're saying, they're probably not a cute old couple anymore. But nonetheless, uh, probably that's probably being picked up. So if you're wondering what
Yeah,
the fuck
what
is
the
going on,
hell?
yeah, if you're wondering what's going on, that is the old folks downstairs.
I don't think they're making cookies tonight.
Yeah, no, no cookies are being made tonight.
There's probably gonna be a gunshot later on in this podcast. We're gonna have to.
Oh
I'm not
man,
even sure. I'm not even sure who's pulling the trigger here. They both sound pretty angry.
yeah, fuck. You know, wouldn't that be our luck, Danny? You know, we get lost for a hot minute, and the one house that we pull up into is going to be finally the night that one of those old people kill the other. You know?
I mean, we're playing a dangerous game here by recording this podcast in random places and homes. It's only a
But you
matter
know
of
what?
time.
You know what, Danny? The gods. It wasn't our decision. Okay, it wasn't our. We didn't come up with this, Danny. This fate was handed to us. The gods told us that this is what we need to do. So you know what? We didn't ask to do this, Danny.
I feel like it was the edibles that told me this.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Either way, okay. Either way, it wasn't us, Danny.
It was handed down to us. Yes, yeah,
It was
you're right.
handed
And
down
we
to
got to
us.
keep going. We got to keep going. You know, we
We got to
survived.
keep it moving
We
for
survived the
Ernest.
woods, and now we're here. I don't think they'll hear us. They sound pretty deaf. That the how loud they keep talking to each other.
Oh yeah, there's not a shot to hear us right now. Not at all.
So video games.
Yeah. Somehow we went off into gay sex in the woods and driving into oncoming traffic, and old people might kill each other. What a world!
So there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. It
Yeah,
feels like it's been forever. I'll start off with this game called Ghost Runner, where I can't stop playing the damn demo. I mean, right now I've stopped playing the demo, but for a minute there, I was like totally just sucked into this game,
yeah,
and I think it was by 305, and it's got a very cyberpunk aesthetic. And so I was like, oh, let's check it out. It's a demo, whatever. And the whole premise of it is like a first person parkour ninja, just one hit kill, slice and dice. Like you literally die with one hit from the enemies that shoot you, but you move so fast and you're so agile. And like the freaking soundtrack, dude, holy crap! Like I started playing this demo and like Edible just kicked in, and I was like, oh my! I wanted to play the whole game, and the story seems really interesting. So I'm gonna announce it here. I think. I mean, by the time I put this podcast out, my stream will happen. But I think I'm coming back to on Twitch on the streaming, and I think that's gonna be my new game that I'm gonna stream this Friday. I think I want to play through that fully. And it's only $30, so check it out,
I,
folks.
I gotta be honest with you. I heard you talk about it before, but I have yet to see it. I've never seen it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wait till your stream on Friday and then just check it out.
Yeah, check it. The demo is really fun. A lot of people were bitching, oh, it's hard as one hit. And I'm like, yeah, but a lot of old games used to be one hit kill, like Mario, Sonic, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think maybe it's a throwback to that, and just that soundtrack, dude. Holy fuck! I went on Spotify and downloaded some of the songs, but I didn't want to download too many of the songs, so I was like, oh, I'll save it for the game.
Right.
But yeah, what you been
Well, um, I've continued my journey on playing all the Resident Evil games before RE8 Village comes out.
Resident Evil?
Yeah, and I beat one, I beat two. Well, the remake of Part Two, which was phenomenal, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I
mm-hmm.
really enjoyed the remake of RE2. And then I played the RE3 remake, and it's pretty much what you said. It's pretty much what I heard from a lot of people was very short.
Oh my god, the shortest Resident Evil game I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, very short, and also very very straight and narrow. Like there was times while playing RE2 remake that the puzzles were a little bit harder, or thinking about what to do next or where to go took a little bit more time to figure out. With RE3 remake, I really didn't spend almost any time on figuring out where to go next. A puzzle. Really, it was just kind of just straightforward. And one thing I noticed was that aside from it being extremely short, was they gave you way more uh supplies
Yeah,
in this one than they did in RE2.
it did feel like that, and it was like to take on the nemesis, which honestly, when I played that remake, I felt like that dude was barely in it compared to Mr. X in RE2. That because Mr.
Oh yeah.
X, like for a very long period in that game, chased you throughout the whole fucking cop station. And
The
this
whole
one,
yeah, almost the whole time.
yeah, and this one it was like there's like instances of the nemesis, but like if you had an explosive or grenade, I would just knock him out and then just move on.
100%. I found running from Mr. X way more terrifying, way more intense, and just flat out harder than I did at all with the Nemesis. I
Yeah,
mean, like you said, with the Nemesis, I always had like grenades or grenade launchers. I always had a good amount of that stuff, and really every encounter with him, I never felt I never felt frustrated, or I never felt like, oh man, fuck, like this guy's he's so tough, or none of that stuff. And
yeah.
remember playing RE3 when it first came out, and being like, dude, this guy is fucking tough, bro. Like, and like getting through in an encounter with him in the original was like, oh, I can finally breathe now. Oh my god, thank God. And yes, a typewriter. Um, in the RE3 remake, I just was like, oh, okay, he's here. Let me just down him and keep running, and get
Yeah,
away.
he felt like more of an attraction to the game instead of
Yeah,
like the nemesis. Like
yeah.
he didn't live up to his name at all. And I know they cut this in the remake, they cut out like a clock tower. I never played the original, but they cut out a clock tower level in the remake. Do you
Well, they I don't think they didn't cut it out, as they kind of like redid it,
Oh, okay.
which it was not, it was probably maybe the toughest encounter with him, but it still wasn't as tough as the original.
Is that the part
Um,
where he grows big and he runs around the buildings?
yes, so he's running around like a
Oh
goddamn
yeah, yeah, that shit
fucking
was
hyena.
annoying. That shit was fucking. I literally I ran out of ammo at one point, and I like couldn't beat it.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't it took me a minute to realize that you had to knock him off and then fuck him up.
Yeah, I would just shoot like the mines onto the
Yeah, that's why I ended up. Yeah,
plane.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, but listen, at the end of the day, to me, it was still it's still a good game. I had fun playing it. It was polished. So it was just a big step down from the RE2 remake, and so now I've been playing RE4, which has always been my favorite, as I know a lot of people's
Oh
favorite.
yeah, oh yeah.
Um, I've been playing the HD uh, version on the PS5, and aside from the first like 10 minutes of remembering the the controls again, about
Oh yeah.
how fucking archaic the moving around
You
is.
can't move and shoot.
Yeah, exactly. You can't move and shoot, and just knowing that basically all the movement is pretty much in the left thumbstick.
Mm.
Um, the right thumbstick is really just to pan the camera in three different directions or four different directions. Um, up, down, left, or right, and you can't even determine how far you want the camera to go. It's only one way for each direction.
I
Um,
love. I kind of love that with the old Resident Evil games because it's like like a forced kind of way to put anxiety and fear in you, where you're
true.
like oh shit, I gotta fight these guys, but I can't move and I gotta shoot. So I'm like, I'm very curious how they're gonna tackle this in the remake.
You're absolutely right, because so far, like, and after the first 10 minutes, I said, okay, I'm kind of remembering and understanding. I guess also too, I'm coming off of playing the RE2 and 3 remake,
Yeah,
so
so it's like a backstep. You're like, oh shit.
exactly, yeah. So, but I will say is that, um, after getting accustomed back to it again and realizing that it's not that big of a deal, um, playing RE4, after playing the RE2 and 3 remake, you really have to, like, once you see that you're about to be in an encounter with zombies or whatever the fuck they are, the infected. um you really kind of have to, like, analyze where you are and see where you want to set up with Leon, and then attack the situation.
Yeah.
Where in RE2 and 3 remakes, you were just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna move around, shoot, do what I got to do. But in RE4, when you see how many there are and where they're coming from, and if some of them have dynamite or throwing axes, with Leon, since your movement is so, like, the movement is situated in such a way, you kind of have to, like, assess the situation and then set up with Leon, and then what you want to do, and then where you want to go from then, from there moving forward, regarding weapons or grenades or whatever, or attack some of the zombies first, and then maybe move somewhere else. Of course, the pressing uh, down and X is your best friend for the quick turnaround.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shoot them in the kneecaps. Punt. What I used to
Exactly.
do is shoot them in the kneecaps and then do the melee hit and move.
Oh, that's my bread and butter, dude. Kneecap, kick.
Yeah.
Kneecap, roundhouse kick. And the knife is
Oh
so
yeah.
much
Oh yeah.
better. The knife is so much better in RE4 than it is. I mean, the knife is pretty much useless in the RE2 and 3 remake. I mean, it's fucking trash.
Oh yeah, that shit. Because like when I down zombies, I would run up to them and keep trying to stab them, but like it would take so fucking long, and
Yeah,
it
you'd be
it,
there for
it
like
just
10 fucking minutes stabbing them.
and it just felt so weak.
Yeah, but the knife is so much better in RE4 than RE2 and 3 remake. Like, it's actually useful. You can actually run up to a zombie, cut them like in 3 or 4, swipes, and they'll actually be dead. Or if they're on the floor, cut them a couple times and they actually die. You don't have to be there mashing a button 15 to 20 times a hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I am very, very, very curious to see how the RE4 remake is coming out because it's a poor secret now that they have been working on it. The
Yeah, I would imagine.
Well, the reason we didn't see it at the RE stream for RE8 was apparently there's been a little trouble behind the scenes at Capcom. The same team that I believe worked on the Resident Evil 3 remake was working on the Resident Evil 4 remake, and it seemed like they really weren't trying to change too much of Resident Evil 4. I mean, I wonder if they were even gonna have you move and shoot. So maybe Capcom stepped in and said, no, 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 you have to change things. You need to bring them more current. And yeah, I'm hoping they don't mess it up. Hopefully, I think April they're having an RE anniversary stream or something going on, so we might actually see something of this Resident Evil 4 remake. How do you feel about a remake as you're playing this? Do you feel like this game needs a remake? I feel like it doesn't. Like I feel like it still holds up pretty well.
That's a really good question, because, like you said, if you change things in RE4, like, even just the movement, it really can affect the entire game. I mean, if you make it so where you can move and shoot, or you make the combat movement overall easier, I think that, you know it jeopardizes the game, because I think if you do that, and you make moving Leon around easier, and Ashley, I think is that the girl's name? I think it's Ashley.
The president's daughter. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. If you make moving them around easier, then I think you kind of run the risk of making the entire game easier.
Yeah, but
And
it obviously would play similar to the RE2 and RE3
yeah,
remakes, which they felt like Resident Evil 4, but you could move.
right. Yeah. So yeah. So I guess if they do that, but then my thing is that playing it right now and remembering RE2, like when I played the RE2 remake, and I remembered how the original played, I was able to realize and say, well, this game clearly made things better, but they made changes for the better. And because when you looked at games like RE2 and RE3, they came out. I mean, how many years ago?
Yeah, now there's
In the 90s,
different gameplay mechanics. You got fixed cameras
right?
back and now they're all over the shoulder. So I feel like
Yes.
it could work if it wouldn't be like that big of a difference if you could move. I just don't know if it needs a remake.
Well, playing it right now, I do not think it does.
Yeah,
You
that's what
know,
I figured. Yeah.
I'm having so much fun with it. It's still the great, groundbreaking, legendary RE game that it was when it came out, and I'm not having any moments with it where I'm like, boy, I wish this would, I wish they would really change this, or I wish they would really, go back and completely redo this and that. I'm not having any thoughts like that. So to me, it's still and when did that come out? 05, 06, I believe.
Yeah, I think about around there.
Oh
Yeah.
seven, somewhere around there. I feel like I want to say like 05, 06. And to me, I'm still having great fun remembering when I first played it and not having any thoughts about wishing this would change. And I mean, obviously, you had the movement, but again, like I said, 10 minutes after playing the game, um, I was able to remember and say, "Oh yeah, okay, it played like this." Not every game needs to play the exact same.
Right.
So I would say no. It does. I would say it does not need to be remade.
Well, we'll find out next month because it's rumored that we might finally get a little peek at the
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 remake. Well, you know what we saw this month? We finally got some new DLC for everybody's favorite game, including John's here. Marvel's Avengers. We got the old Hawkeye showed up.
Yeah, we sure did.
Did you even get a chance to play it yet?
I have. I just haven't, finished it.
Okay. I just finished it. It is so freaking short, dude. So freaking short. You could beat that shit in a day or two.
I've heard.
And you know what? I'm gonna go into spoilers here, story wise, gameplay wise. So if for some reason
Do it, Danny.
if you're scared, I mean, we're going to YouTube video with a more in-depth review about the DLC in the game. But I just want to touch on a few things that just blow my mind with this game. Now let's start with we get a free character, we get a free new level, the Apocalypse Wasteland in the future. They're tackling the future imperfect storyline, which was from the 90s, where I barely remember this damn storyline. It has a storyline where the Hulk is evil and he's bald and he has a beard and he goes by Maestro. I don't fucking know. He's barely in this fucking DLC.
Maestro, I think.
Maestro. He's barely in this DLC. He shows up at the very end, and you do fight him, and it is literally the most boring, annoying fight. I don't know how you can make a fight with the Hulk boring. Like I was literally just like, oh my god, can this just be over? Like, can this be over? Because I'm not gonna get anything worthwhile. And I didn't. I beat him. The story was over. That was it. And the orange wasteland that you wander around, it's interesting, but it's a freaking apocalyptic wasteland, and you're fighting the same fucking robots, dude. They're like, oh, the robots survived in the future. Oh no, how did this happen? And you're like, oh my god, are you? There's nothing else. No other enemy faction would exist. You couldn't put zombies or goblins or something.
You know how in Falcon and Winter Soldier from the trailer
Yeah,
or the clip, Falcon is saying, "Oh, well, it's one of the big three."
yeah.
And he said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, we either fight androids, aliens, or wizards." Well, in Marvel's Avengers, the game, it's only one. It's only androids that you fight in this
And
game.
they only fight either fucking Taskmaster, Abomination, or
Yeah,
or a giant Metal Gear robot.
exactly.
And yo, like holy crap. Okay. Is there any positives to this DLC? Sure, you got a new level, which is it was whatever. Hawkeye, it's Hawkeye. And ironically, he plays very similar to Kate Bishop, which is not a shock because he teaches her all she knows. She is his protege. And I gotta be honest, she's a lot more fun to play because of her teleporting moves. And he has like different arrows, different moves, but she felt a lot more fun and faster to play. Like he has a different moves,
100%.
but and this is something we've both talked about, and I want to bring up here. And I feel like we might mentioned it before. It's like, why the hell would you release two characters that play almost exactly the same
Don't get it.
when you have a full broad? I'm pretty sure, to my knowledge, they can touch any superhero that's been a part of the Avengers and put them in this game. So if they've been an Avenger for one comic or two comics or whatever run, they can put them in this game because technically they were Avenger. And you're gonna go with two freaking people that have bow and arrows, and they only did it because they wanted to touch on the Hawkeye My Life is a Weapon storyline from the comics, which by the way is an amazing story. It's a fun story. I wouldn't say amazing, but it's a fun, really great story. It's a really fun story from the comics where Hawkeye lives in Brooklyn and is pretty much just like him on his downtime, just chilling, still getting into trouble. And Kate Bishop is like trying to, make sure he's not falling into like into depression because a lot there's like this running joke in the comic that he's kind of useless. He's like the useless Avenger. He's a guy with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And every time he says, they're like, "Oh, you're still an Avenger?" Like, really? It's a great comic, and they do have a mission that's based off it in the game, and it was kind of cool, but it's over. It's one little mission and it's over. And I was like, holy fuck. That one little mission had more variety than all the apocalypse bullshit. Because in that mission, you go to the basement, you got to defuse the bombs while fighting guys before they blow up the apartment. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. And this whole thing was just over.
That's what the game needs more of.
Dude, every freaking superhero content or media, I'll say, we need more superheroes saving people. Everybody loves that shit, especially me. It just activates something in the back of my brain
Yep.
where I'm just like, oh yeah. Like, and we'll talk about the Snyder cut in a bit because we have to. But
Yes.
when they team up and they save the day, I was like, holy crap! This is like the first time in a Zack Snyder superhero film where I felt like the superheroes were actually being fucking superheroes.
I agree.
So, this Hawkeye DLC, I don't know. This is very underwhelming. They also had the next gen upgrade, which you were having problems with the PS5. Our friend Alex, his save got erased somehow. I don't know what happened, but he's done with the game. I don't blame him. If that happened to me, I would 100% be done with the fucking game.
Oh, 100%.
And still, people were having glitches and problems. The more like this is something I'm spoiling my YouTube video here, but I go on a rant and I'm just like, I feel like they've added more patches to this game than new content.
Oh, dude, every time they add something new, no matter how big, how small, there's always a fuck up to come along with it that tends to be bigger and more, more time devoted to taking down the problem
Than the new content.
the new fucking content.
Holy shit. And then, they released the roadmap and that's cool. I love it. I love when you get a roadmap. You get to see what's coming and
I love when you get a roadmap.
yeah, you get that old roadmap.
You got that roadmap.
And you know, there's some promising stuff there. You know, they're trying. You can tell they're trying, but I'm telling you, this game doesn't pick up this year. If Black Panther can't save this game, if Spider-Man can't save this game, because I'm hoping Spider-Man's coming out this year because he's not on that.
Oh yeah, who knows? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, he's not on that
Yeah.
roadmap. I mean,
He's nowhere to be seen on that roadmap.
I'm pretty sure the consensus is that they're saving him for when the Spider-Man movie comes out at the end of the year, these in December, because Marvel just showed their whole little timeline of movies, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
they really want to make sure that no one gives a fuck about the game by that time. You know.
I don't know, man. Like, you know, watch my video. I'm working on it right now, but I go into depth of what they can do to fix it. And it just stems from they really need to dive deep into different enemy factions. They really need to change up the mission structure. I think it's
Yep.
cool that I think was it next month they're allowing the ability for you to play as the same hero, so we could all run around as Hulk or Iron Man. I think that's a cool option. So you know, stuff like that. That's an interesting option. Oh, one thing I want to mention real quick: you can make your own harm room customization in this new update, the Hawkeye update.
Right.
But even if you make it and play it, you don't earn XP for it. It doesn't go towards any challenges. So it's fucking completely useless. Like you just
Well, you know, they figured they were like, well, this could help people, you know, with challenges or stuff. So, you know, we can't have that happen.
dude, it's like what am I
We
making
can't throw the people a bone.
are they planning for you to share these harm rooms as a community? That would make sense, but still like what the fuck am I going to these harm rooms if I can't, you know, unlock level up shit?
They want you to practice, Danny.
Oh my god,
They
this
want you to
game.
fucking practice against make believe androids instead of real androids. Danny.
The love hate relationship I have with this fucking game right now is getting really toxic. And we're gonna put Britney Spears toxic here.
Yeah, and you know what? To go back to what you said earlier, the audacity that this fucking that this game had, okay, that the developers had to, you know, not put Scarlet Witch or Vision, you know, to break up Kate Bishop and Hawkeye it really is dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
When you know,
someone had a real big heart on for this stupid ass storyline, which
oh yeah,
just underwhelmingly. How do you go into the fucking future and the fucking storyline is still boring?
yeah. Like to me, I'm like, wait a minute. Like this is called Marvel's Avengers, right? And you're like, oh, okay, like you know, you see Hulk and you know all the you know the Avengers, and the game comes out, and there's so many, there's a lot of problems, a lot of things need to be changed or fixed, and you really think that it's still a good idea to have your big, you know, your first two big releases in DLC be fucking Kate Bishop and then Hawkeye. Like, and again, this is not to really attack Hawkeye and Kate Bishop, but this is just more so to appealing to the audience, you know, and the gamers as a whole, like, and to the people that you've lost because of your own fucking bullshit to try to get them back. Newsflash: Kate Bishop and fucking Hawkeye, they ain't doing it, bro. They're not cutting the fucking mustard. It ain't bringing nobody back to the fucking game.
You know
Okay.
what's funny? You know, one theory I could think of why they did it is because you know both of them were like those type of characters really weren't in the game. Like other than, I mean, maybe Iron Man and Black Widow. I guess they shoot, so maybe they are in the game. I was trying to think of like a gameplay mechanic wise. You know, you have these two archer types, and maybe
Right.
they added the two archers. So you know, there wasn't people fighting over like, oh, I want to be Hawkeye. No, I want to be Hawkeye. But then when you see this roadmap, and obviously they plan to have people play as the same character, so you're just like, okay, then why the
Yeah.
fuck did you release two archers?
Exactly. That defeats that whole point. And then I'm like, dude, like not to say that they were supposed to see uh the huge popularity of WandaVision, because they don't have anything really to do with that. It's a show, but you see the success of WandaVision, and everybody's talking about Scarlet Witch, and everybody's talking about Vision, and um, and how about how much everybody has grown closer to these characters, these heroes, and how the intrigue of each one of them is at an all-time high. And then you have this game that's called Marvel's Avengers, and you desperately need people to come back to it. And yet, instead of saying, "Hey, we got Scarlet Witch coming, we got Vision coming," it's no, we got Kate Bishop and Hawkeye coming.
Yeah, don't even got Falcon Winter Soldier coming out. I remember in the beginning of this game, there was a leaked list. Falcon, Winter Soldier, I think even Scarlet Witch and Vision were on it. So God the fuck knows if they're even coming or when they're coming.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
And like I said, they should have delayed the game to this year. Square Enix had a hard on. They wanted to get it in for that holiday market. Obviously a bunch of people were home during what was the pandemic, what was going on, and it bit them in the ass. It bit them hard in the ass. And again, I don't want to keep pointing back to my YouTube video, but I reminisce about the first few weeks when the game was working all right and we were together, we were jumping around, as spicy boys as the Marvel Avengers. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I want to go back to that. I hope we could get back to that one day.
Listen, I hope, dude. I hope that they can, figure this out, get their shit together, start making better decisions, start, changing things maybe on the fly. Go the route of, well, just because we worked on something doesn't mean that we have to force it out there and continue that route, even though it's going to make no sense. Like, at this point, they need to have already been on the mindset of, well, you know what? Things have gone really badly. Maybe we should call an audible here and go a different route than what we've already worked on. And not necessarily throw that stuff away, not throw what they've worked on away, but put it away for now and then come back to it later and maybe change course and go in a little bit of a different direction.
Yeah, I mean, speed it up too. I mean, I know COVID is a big factor, and the roadmap is a very good thing. But with this game, and it seems like with the roadmap, they're trying to release new stuff every month. This is what this game needs: is new stuff every month. Like maybe every 2 months, you release a new hero with a new setting and a new villains. That's like if the Black Panther DLC is underwhelming too. Oh my god, bro, this game is dead.
Black
Not even
Panther,
Spider-Man could save it.
yeah. Well, we'll see. But Black Panther needed to have been the hero and the DLC that was coming out now.
Yeah.
That's what it needed to be, because I'm afraid that by the time we get to, what is it, July, they're saying that he's coming out?
Summer. That's all it says, summer.
Yeah, summer. Somewhere in the summer, which probably would mean August, off of the way they go. I'm really afraid that by that time, no one is going to fucking care.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I think we got to stop talking about this because we're getting so loud. These fucking old people are going to hear us.
True. I think eventually we'll get so passionate they might be like, "What the fuck is going on up there?"
Who's screaming Marvel's Avengers up here?
Marvel's Avengers. Well, as we are, been discussing superhero stuff with Marvel's Avengers, I say that we should go from Marvel over to DC.
Ooh, I like what you did there.
Yeah, you like that, right? And I'm a spicy boy, Danny.
It's very spicy.
And very spicy. And I think that we should head over to DC because
Shut up. It's a decent.
head over to DC. Wait, let's change that.
No, I like that. Yeah, you should have went to DC. This will take 4 hours too.
Yeah. Let's head on over to the world of DC. As in last week, Zack Snyder's Justice League, The Zack, what is it? The Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Which is it?
dude.
Snyder
I
Cut.
mean,
I'm like hearing
I mean,
both.
everyone refers to it as a Snyder cut. All over Twitter, Snyder cut this, Snyder cut that, Snyder cut me, Snyder cut
Yeah,
you.
true. Okay, so the Snyder Cut came out last week on HBO Max. Uh, Everybody was talking about it. It was a big thing.
Well, I was watching Rugrats in Paris because I never watched it before.
Yes, you were.
You know, I think part one was better. I don't know why they went to Paris, and you know, I don't know why Chucky's dad got married. The character assassination him. You know, he was really he had that single dad life, and that movie ruined it. I don't know how I feel.
He was lonely, Danny. He needed to find someone to share his life
Yeah,
with.
I guess he did live in a life before dating app, so it's probably rough out there.
True. um. So yeah. So the Snyder Cut came out last. What was it? Thursday?
Yeah, it came out. It was last week.
Yeah, last week. And it was a immensely anticipated movie.
What are you talking about? I've never heard about this Snyder Cut. For all these years, I never heard anybody complain on the internet. Where the fuck is the Snyder Cut?
Dude, I used to hear that all the time. I used to be like, "What are these people talking about? Like, can we just let the shit rest, bro?" Like,
Nope.
but no, they didn't. But you know what? I got to be honest. They were right. There was a Snyder Cut.
Technically, there wasn't. He just got the money to finish his cut.
True.
Like he did film a lot. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He never
Mhm.
finished the movie. And you could kind of
Right.
tell with this movie because a lot of scenes are just straight up CGI, especially towards the end, where
Yeah.
it's 100% just CGI and it works. And sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, let's take turns. How do you want to tackle this 4 hour behemoth?
Well, just there's a lot I want to talk about more after the movie and things that happen after the movie. So I'll just quickly go and say,
Talk about what you like.
yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by the movie.
Honestly, me too. Everyone
Yeah,
knows I'm not a huge Snyder fan, but I was pleasantly surprised more towards the end because the beginning was just straight up Zack Snyder jerking off himself. It was slow
yeah,
motion, sad
yes,
music, like
yes,
and it felt like every 5 minutes like a fucking kid died. I'm like, dude, no one died. What the fuck? Calm down, Snyder. That movie
yeah,
took itself way too serious at the beginning.
right. So I really enjoyed it. To me, it was a very different movie. It was a way more fun movie, a way more coherent movie. Things made sense. There was, and listen, it was 4 hours, but to me, me personally, I didn't feel the full 4 hours. Like it kind of went by pretty briskly for me. Like
That's insane to me. Because for me, I was like, I like paused it at 1 second. I think I even messaged you. I was like, "Fuck, dude, how much long is this in the movie?" And it was like an hour left, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude, I can't finish. It's like 1 in the morning right
yeah,
now."
yeah. I mean, they might have something to do with it because I put it on. I put it on way earlier than you did. I think I put it on around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
But then you took a break too, though. You didn't sit down and hold.
No, it was like a minor break. It was like a 10-15 minute break, to be honest.
My man Johnny had took an intermission.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I had to order food and take a shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's intermission.
yeah,
Imagine watching this in the movie theater for fucking 4 hours. They would have to
nah,
let people do intermission.
they have to. I mean, there's just no way. I wouldn't be able to sit. See, here I'm at home. I could be in my bed scratching my fucking sack. You know what I mean? Like,
You know who
but being like outside is like,
you know who I want. I wish we could get on the podcast. I feel like we need to get Alex on this because my man watched that movie 4 fucking times.
I saw that and I was like, this dude, like, what world did he fucking just like, fucking teleport to, because
Not our reality. He
not I exactly. It was some fucking alternate shit where
that's
this
a whole
dude watched.
day.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, like I pictured him like in a white room with just a TV and Zack side in the Snyder cut. And he just stayed in there for like fucking days on end, just
Yeah,
watching
that's
this.
dude. You know what's funny? You mentioned that because I was like, I bet this motherfucker didn't even put it on and have it playing in the background while he did all this shit. Like, I'm pretty sure he sat down and watched that shit every time.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, bro, and mind you, that was like what, a couple of days ago. I read that, and I was like, yo, dude, it hasn't even been out for a week. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I'm
I
not.
was like, what? What?
I'm not shocked. You know, he's one of those Snyder fans been waiting for it, and
Yeah,
I can't even recall something similar to where you've waited so long for something that you don't even know that if it was going to happen, and then to find out that it is happening and that it came out
yeah,
and it actually lived up to your expectations or blew it away. I mean, it surprised me. I didn't completely hate it. I'm not as crazy about it as everybody else. I don't think it's a fucking masterpiece. But anyway, I'll let you continue on to what else you were digging about it.
yeah. I mean, I would say that the whole, it had a way bigger focus, as most people have said, a way bigger focus on
Oh
Cyborg,
my
which
god,
made sense. I mean, if you look at Snyder's cut compared to the what we
Josh
originally
Whedon.
got,
Oh my god,
Joss Whedon, I mean, Cyborg is just like basically not a part of the movie in the movie.
he's just in the apartment that movie.
Yeah,
He's just in that
he's
apartment.
he's just a brooding fucking cyborg in an apartment, and he's just like, oh, fucking, I'm here, I'm just Cyborg.
I do like that in the Snyder cut when you see you see Zack Snyder's Justice League. The title is of Cyborg in the apartment. I'm brooding and sad, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
oh boy, oh god, here we go.
true,
I mean, dude,
true,
that
and
actor that plays
I think
Cyborg.
that
Go ahead, go ahead.
I thought he was vital to the fucking movie.
Oh yeah,
Like seeing it now, seeing what it was, the intended, what the vision was, what the full vision was for the movie. Cyborg was the most, like, pretty much the most, important part of the fucking movie. Like without him, they can't do shit.
yeah.
You know,
He ironically for being a cyborg, his storyline had a lot of heart. You know,
it did a
I
lot.
I love the part where he is like going through people's bank accounts in like this virtual space, and he watches this
Yes.
mother shrink the single mom struggle and barely make it by, and he watches her. She has the opportunity to steal food from a grocery store, and she doesn't. And you know, she gets evicted from her apartment, even though there's like 5 fucking cameras on her one apartment door. That's that one scene. I was like, dude, how many cameras are in that one fucking apartment? Like, maybe this lady's up to something. I don't know, but that scene was really touching and great, and I can understand why that actor was so pissed at Josh Whedon and still is.
Oh yeah,
He wants the allegations to come public. Apparently, Warner Brothers has been blocking it. But damn, dude, Cyborg got robbed.
big time, big time. They cucked them hardcore, and then for me, I'm a huge Superman fan,
Oh my god, yeah.
and to finally get, you know, the, you know, see see Superman for what I feel like is the first time,
Be Superman.
uh, be Superman, come racing back, and make his, triumphant return.
Oh my god, that scene.
Yeah, to lend his fucking, to come and complete the team, and show them that he's back and he's fucking here to fuck shit up. And when he fucking does the frost breath to Steppenwolf's fucking hammer
Yeah.
or axe, and then just breaks that shit, and then
Uh
fucking wails on him, breaks his fucking horn. I was going fucking bananas, bro.
Yeah, that's like that was finally Superman. Like he literally came
Yep.
to save the day. You know, he even called his mother Ma in that one scene. And I was like, oh shit, there's
Mhm.
that farm boy. Finally, we got that farm
Yep.
boy. I don't know if they really changed the scene when he comes back and he fights the Justice League. It felt a little longer or different. Um, but that scene felt really good. I mean, I want to get into how useless Batman felt in this freaking movie, but we'll stay on
Yeah,
Superman.
yeah,
I mean, you got your black suit Superman. Even though I thought it was funny that he's walking down his ship, he has all these suit options, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna wear the black suit."
yeah. I would have liked to have maybe got a little insight into why he chose the black suit.
Well, I think in the comics he was buried in it.
No, yeah, that's what happened in the comics. He was put in it to, I believe, the Eradicator put him into it to help, revitalize his body.
Well, in a lot of people don't remember, but in the comics, it's explained that Superman didn't really die. He just went in a
Yeah,
coma.
yeah,
that he
pretty
didn't
much.
that he didn't know Kryptonians. What he's like? Well, apparently I didn't die. I was like in a really deep coma, and like
Yeah, he was in like a coma like state, as they put it. But pretty much, he just worked a really fucking. He was just extremely exhausted.
yeah. You eat a whole thing at Arby's. You're gonna not go into that food.
Yeah, it's like the batteries went out on the remote, so it's like gotta recharge it.
But yeah, that scene, and what was different with the Josh Whedon and Zack Snyder cut, even though Superman shows up, uh, the Justice League, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, everyone's still helping out. Like in the
Yeah,
Joss Whedon, he just shows up and fucks everything up, and it's over. And
yeah,
this one they actually worked together, which was they were like fucking tag teaming this motherfucker, and I was like,
yep.
whoo.
That's it. It just felt over. Like I didn't have that moment in Joss Whedon's Justice League, but in this movie, I popped so hard when he came out and beat the fuck out of Steppenwolf, and and then seeing Aquaman and Wonder Woman, finishing the job. Um,
And you got to see all his powers. Like
yes,
not even in Man of Steel did you see Frost Breath or his super speed. Like you
yeah,
got to
no,
see all his powers in this. Like the Flash getting chased by Superman because he can move as fast was just like, oh crap. I think it was in Joss
yeah,
Whedon's too, but like I mean that scene just felt it landed a lot better in this one.
a whole lot better. And I just had way more fun. Things made way more sense. The Cyborg was allowed to shine,
Uh huh.
which added a lot more heart. Superman was allowed to be fucking Superman. He was allowed to be Clark. Um, I overall, this was 1,000 times better than the movie we got
Yeah,
original.
the CGI face Superman.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Which fucking that bothered me to no end. And of course, in Joss Whedon's Justice League, Steppenwolf looked like an absolute
Oh
fucking
my god.
geek, bro. Okay.
Yeah, compared to where this one, he actually looks like an alien. His armor looks badass. I mean, he
Yes.
has these weird kind of googly eyes where it felt like I don't know if they were trying to make
Yeah.
him look cute or anime. It's weird. He has like these
I know what
weird,
you're talking
sad
about.
googly eyes.
No, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and we got to see Dark Side, which a lot of people, were wanted. That's another reason people wanted this cut so bad. It's like, dude, Dark Side's in it. I honestly felt like it would have been cooler if Dark Side just was the main villain. I know that they wanted to kind of have that build up, but if you're gonna copy Marvel, why don't you just beat them to the punch and just get to Dark Side?
Yeah, I guess they wanted to be like, well, I guess at the time it was intended to be, a longer, situation.
Yeah, well, we'll get into Zack Snyder's future plans because that.
Yeah, that's where I get a little my pat on the back to Zack Snyder turns into a more of a what the fuck, bro.
Yeah, well, what the fuck with Zack Snyder too is his whole thing of having to make this movie violent with his weird CGI blood spots that actually come off cartoony in this because obviously it's added post after the shit's filmed, so it's not like 100% violent. I mean, there's CGI parts where like the aliens get gutted and like Steppenwolf's death was pretty violent, but it was still cool. And like Superman didn't really kill him, like he just punched him. So I was like, all right, Aquaman and Wonder Woman, yeah, I could see them as killers, 100%.
Yeah,
But like when he added like the blood spots to like the other scenes, it just came off as cartoony, especially like the Wonder Woman saving the kids from the terrorists. Like when she's knocking the bodies around, it looks really CGI and cartoony, and like even when she's like blocking the bullets really fast, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Zack Snyder, he loves his slow motion.
Oh, too much in
You
this.
know?
Too
Oh,
much.
and I gotta say, you mentioned Wonder Woman, bro. I didn't need every single time that the camera pans to Wonder Woman. I don't need the fucking Amazon, song
Oh
of the
yeah.
fucking shouting and yelling and chanting, whatever the fuck. Yeah, I don't need that every fucking time, dude.
You know what I don't need to hear
Oh,
too? You know what I don't need to hear too? And you heard this so many fucking times during the movie.
what?
She's like, I once loved a man too. It's like she says that shit 3 times. I'm like, we get it, Diana. Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
that just when the first time she said that, it just reminded me of Wonder Woman '84, and I was just like, oh god.
Yeah, oh god. And I was just like, is that all? Is that all Wonder Woman thinks of because she's a woman that she has to think about a man? Like, come on, dude. She's way better character than just thinking about. And I once loved it. Like, come on, get out of here.
Yeah, I know.
But I want to talk about Batman. I'm not the hugest fan of Ben Affleck's Batman, and holy fuck, I
Yeah,
just felt like he was terrible in this. Like he was so completely useless most of the movie. Towards the end, kind of redeemed himself with the Batmobile scene. That was pretty dope.
yeah.
And I don't know why, but his costume looked really shitty in this. Was it just me? Like it just looked really like the helm, like the mask didn't fit
Oh,
him or something.
yeah. To me, it just looked like way. Oh, it looked overly bulky.
Yeah,
Is what I was saying.
like
Like,
in the nightmare scene, it fits him because that
yeah,
footage was filmed recently. So Ben Affleck has lost a lot of weight, so like it fits him perfectly. And
yeah. It's just that this one, like when I was watching him, like when they were, uh, when they were first going after Steppenwolf, and they're in the building and they're going up the stairs and shit.
yeah,
I just I felt myself. I thought like, every time I would watch him, it would make me feel like I'm suffocating because I felt like he was suffocating
yeah, he doesn't
in
move.
that
He
suit.
doesn't move fast either. You could tell like he
Yeah,
was like he was the slowest Batman I've ever seen.
yeah, and seeing him turn, like his whole body has to turn, and then it was like he would like shuffle around, and the whole it just really looked. And listen, you know, I, we've seen other Batmen, uh, whether it's Michael Keaton or Christian Bale. Listen, when you're in a suit like that, you aren't gonna move around like you're fucking Bruce Lee. I understand that.
Yeah, and Christian Bale's Batman was the first Batman, I believe, on the movies to remove like the cowl, like the mask from the
Yeah,
cowl, so he was able to turn his neck.
exactly. It's just that with this one, I just felt like if he needed to like look to his left, he needed to turn his whole body to the
Oh yeah,
left.
it's so noticeable in this.
I was watching that, and then between that and how big it was, I would just like watch it, and I would get sucked in, and I'd be like, I would start to feel like I guess a sense of like feeling claustrophobic.
He
Like,
starts screaming, "Man, get him out of the suit! He can't breathe!"
yeah, somebody fucking save him. He can't fucking breathe in there. Like I was
Oh,
just like, fuck, dude.
John, shh.
Ben, you want to play zucchini xylophone?
It's a stupid game, but I guess so.
I think we're being too loud. Hold on.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Oh my
I think they're
god.
going to bed.
Yeah, I think they are.
I think we could get out of here once they go to bed. Should be safe.
Okay, good.
All
Because
right.
I was a little worried about that part. I was like, this podcast might be 3 hours long because we need to wait till these fucking people go to sleep.
Yeah, well, we ain't trying to make the Snyder cut here.
Not yet.
No. Oh, can we talk about Flash though? I don't know, man. He started to get annoying in this cut to me. He was just I know I'm not even crazy about this version of him where they made him a little too much like Peter Parker, where he's like awkward and like making all these weird jokes, and
Right.
that weird flashing, which I was excited to see, but then it just started playing fucking sad music again. Zack Snyder, calm the fuck down. You should have put something a little upbeat, something a little fun, something a little exciting, other than like my days are gonna end. Like some shit. I don't know what the
You know what I pictured? I picked when I saw that scene. I pictured Zack Snyder like in a robe with like a rosary in his hands, and he's watching from like a high fucking perched up somewhere high above, and he's just looking down
with a
and
scarf.
like yeah, and he has like this big Jesus like robe on. He has a rosary in his hand, and in his fucking and that song's not playing, but in his head, with Arms Wide Open by Creed is playing in
Oh
his head.
my god. Yes. I
That's
100% see
what I
that.
feel like.
Yeah,
That's what I feel like was happening during that scene.
how did you feel about that scene? It was such a weird scene. Like I know that was like what's her name? Iris, like his future girlfriend
Yeah,
slash wife.
yeah.
And it's if as a fan you're like, oh, that's how they met for the first time, but it also came off really kind of creepy. Like like it's like because they had these hot dogs too. I was like, all the food that's gonna be floating around a girl's face is gonna be fucking hot dogs, huh,
Well,
Zack
yeah.
Snyder?
When I saw that, I was like, and then when he was reaching for the hot dog, I was like,
Just imagine
what is
he
happening?
just slapped her in the face with it.
Yeah. I was like, yo, where are we going right now with this, bro? Where are we going right now?
Oh man, and then
And then,
he only saves her. Like
yeah.
I want to mention this real fast. I think I messaged this to you. I don't know. I was pretty high or drunk when I said this, but I was like,
Yeah.
the Flash I know in the comics, as all these heroes save everybody. This Flash only
Yes.
saves Iris in a car accident and just lets the car crash, explodes. The driver doesn't even check on him.
No, he doesn't. He don't give a fuck. He needs to go. He needs to go give those dogs a hot dog and get a job.
Yeah, to get a stupid job.
Yeah.
Dude, there's I remember reading a Flash comic once, and he got into a fight with a supervillain. They destroyed like this apartment building where people lived in, and it got completely wrecked. And after the fight, my man Flash ran to the library, studied architecture, ran back to the house, and rebuilt the house from the ground up. And I was like, holy shit, this needs to be in a movie.
But I mean, all things considered, obviously it wasn't a perfect movie. Though I enjoyed it way way more than the first one. I thought it was better than what I thought it was gonna be. A lot better than what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, well, that first movie was just a mess. Like Joss
Yeah,
Whedon,
absolutely.
you can tell didn't really try. It felt like he like hate fucked that movie.
Well, yeah, that's what it seems like.
And he came off, and even the actor who played Cyborg said he was coming from Avengers: Age of Ultron, which got mixed reviews. And it's that movie. The Snyder Cut and Age of Ultron are kind of similar because the problem with Age of Ultron is they added so many other things that didn't have to do with what was going on. They had all these extra little scenes, and that's what kind of felt with me with the Snyder Cut, where like, you could have cut out this stupid Martian Manhunter thing. We didn't need that right now, or save it to the end. You could have cut less of Cyborg. I feel like Cyborg's dad was in this movie way too much. I felt like, do we really need Gordon to be in this movie? Like, does like seeing J.K. Simmons as Gordon did nothing for me. I was just like, okay, I don't. To me, he's John Jameson. I don't know why he has to be Gordon.
Yeah, I loved his wig, his toupee. It gave me life. I was like, that is a great toupee.
I loved when before this movie he was like putting pictures on Instagram of him working out in the gym, like getting buff for this movie, and I'm like, dude, you're in like one scene, like calm down. Like they lie to him, like, I am in the Justice League. I'm gonna be fighting Thanos.
Gotta work out to record this rooftop scene.
I'm gonna find that picture and post it, folks. By the way, folks, I want to mention real quick. Watch this on YouTube. I do a lot of work. We put a lot of funny pictures and gags on there. So if you can, I would say watch this on YouTube. This podcast.
A lot of dumb shit is on this on the podcast, but it's good dumb shit,
Yeah, if you ever wonder why there's a theme song, you go watch the YouTube video. There's a reason.
Yeah, you'll love the stupidity. Trust me.
But for me, I didn't completely hate it. I felt like it definitely was way too long. There's a lot of shit that could have been cut. That first half of the movie is dreadful. The end is great. It is what you wanted. It's the Justice League's teaming up, doing great stuff. You have this amazing scene where the Flash runs back in time, which is something I don't think I've ever seen in a TV show or movie. So it was great. I don't think it was as great as some people. Like people on Twitter were like, this is the greatest superhero scene ever. And I'm like, you guys never watched fucking Into the Spider-Verse, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
I was like, that the greatest scene right there is when my man Miles starts jumps off the building and starts web slinging. That shit always gets my heart.
Oh, it's one of the best scenes I think in superhero movies for sure.
I agree. That scene gets me every time. I think a
You
lot
know,
a lot of people think this movie is great. I have two theories. One theory is we are starved for superhero content. We went from having like 5 or 6 superhero movies a year to like none. The last one we had was Wonder Woman 1984, and we all know how that went.
oh God.
And the second theory is like the last half of that movie from the moment Superman comes back is so damn good that you're just like, you know what, this movie is actually great. I'm like, no, there's a whole other half of this movie that's just not that great.
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff that wasn't great or wasn't needed. Like Martian Manhunter. Obviously, he was just shoehorned in there just to be like, hey, you know what? Let's just use this as a reason to throw Martian Manhunter in
Well,
there.
I think he did it too because people's weird fan theories from like Man of Steel was that general was Martian Manhunter. I'm like, where the fuck did you get that?
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck that came
and
from.
and Zack Snyder, he's had the foresight of years to read and listen to fan theories to make this movie happen. That's why this movie's good, because it's just everybody's fucking fan theories. And speaking about things that didn't need to be in here, oh my god, the end.
I'll go on record and say, I just don't give a fuck about Jared Leto as Joker.
Oh my god, he is so
I just listen,
dreadful.
bro. Listen, he's not the it's not that he was like, it's not that he was like bad. Like it wasn't that he was bad at it, right? It's just it doesn't work. At least for me, it doesn't work for me.
Whatever he's doing, his take is it is so low energy too for the Joker. Like even his laughs, like, I'm like, what are you, the fucking Penguin, dude?
It's very to me it seems like Jared Leto is like, as he's acting the scene out as Joker, whether it was Suicide Squad or this clip in Snyder's cut, I feel like as he's doing it, as he's acting the scene out, I feel like in his head he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get really, I'm gonna really listen to the arts. I'm really gonna put out a deep scene here, and it's gonna be very, very artistic and very different. And this is gonna get people talking.
It just comes
as
out.
He's doing it.
It just comes out as dumb.
Exactly. As he's doing those scenes, I feel like that's what's going on in his head.
Oh my! It was so like when it came up, my wife was so confused. Because she never saw Batman vs Superman. I've shielded her from that movie.
Good job.
But I had to explain to her. I was like, oh yeah, this is like this weird nightmare that Batman keeps having of the future.
Yeah, which was going to turn out to actually be the future.
Because she was like, why are they together? I was like, I was like, that scene felt so forced, especially just to get Batman to say, fuck you. I'm going to kill you. Like, I'm going to fucking kill you. You better believe it. And I'm like, this is the thing about that flabbergasted me about Zack Snyder's Batman. Zack Snyder's Batman kills people, right? So you expect me to fucking believe that the Joker's still alive?
Good point.
After all the people fucking Batman mows the fuck down, Joker just somehow still alive, huh? he always gets away. Because at least in the comics, the excuse is Batman won't kill him. That's why the Joker keeps going. That's why the Joker loves Batman, because he just thinks he's the funniest motherfucker. He's like, dude, I killed 5 babies. You're still throwing me in jail? Like, come on.
Yeah, true.
Like,
You're right.
He tries
as opposed to Wonder Woman. Like, Wonder Woman, like in that bank scene, that guy tried to kill those people, and she just fucking disintegrated him.
Oh, that was way that was way overkill when it exploded.
Yeah, for just random guy.
When it exploded, we were like, "Damn, did she kill everybody in that fucking room?"
That's not. I found out because I was like, "Yo, bro, he's a regular dude with a gun. You know, you could have just went up to him and fucking flicked him with your pinky, and he'd be fucking knocked out." Like,
Yeah, she's like, "Nah, I'm gonna
and-
fucking use my ultimate move on you."
yeah, I'm gonna use this big ass power on him and like blow out like half the fucking building even more.
Yeah, what the fuck,
Like,
Wonder Woman?
I don't know, but I will say is that that scene when Batman is like, you know, fucking, what does he say? Go fuck yourself, or I'm gonna fuck
He's all
you up.
like,
What
"And
he
you
says.
better believe it, I'm gonna fucking," because he's like,
Yeah,
Harley
I'm
Quinn
gonna.
died, and she made a promise to me that that I kill you slowly, and you better fucking believe it, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanted. I wish they would redo that scene, and just like each time it just gets like more and more ridiculous.
Oh my god, like that whole nightmare, like I don't know what, like Zack Snyder has such a hard on to get to the whole dark side storyline that it flabbergasts me that he didn't just do it in this fucking movie. It's like, dude, why are you trying to have your cake and eat it too right now? Like you obviously have had a plan or a plan to get to this, but you're doing these weird nightmare visions. I don't even recall a time that Batman's ever had a fucking nightmare in the comics. Especially these weird visions.
I want a scene where it's like Batman. He's there with Joker, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking tear your face off and wear your face on my face, and fucking John Travolta, Nicolas Cage, you with me, and I'm, I'm gonna face off you, and I'm gonna fuck your whole shit up." And then, okay, well, let's do another scene. He's just like, "I'm gonna fucking stab you in the eye, you fucking son of a bitch."
I'm gonna
Like, I
fist
just,
you. And Joker's like,
yeah,
oh, word? Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna fucking slam this bat right up your ass. Like, I just want like each take to be more and more vulgar.
It was,
Like,
yeah.
just because like it was just so like it was just funny to me. Like when he was like, "We're gonna fucking kill
You
you."
better believe. Oh my God. So fucking stupid. So fucking that. And what blows my mind too is Warner Bros. Just straight up told Zack Snyder, like, when he was doing this, like, hey, you can do this, but the Snyder Cut is not canon to what we're doing in the future, And he still did these like epilogue scenes to be like, he did that shit on fucking purpose to be pretentious, to be like to his fans, like, hey, but which is weird because even he's gone on record from the current articles this week to being like, nah, I don't even want to do superhero stuff. I'm kind of done with it. But now you got
Yeah.
all these fans like losing their minds trying to bring back the Snyderverse. I'm just like, guys.
Well, listen, I think. Well, listen, we'll get to that in right, in a second.
We're gonna have to
But
actually we're pause.
yeah, yeah. I would like I wish I could have been like part of this is why they should let me do movies, because then if I was there, I would try to talk Zack Snyder, which it wouldn't take a whole lot of talking. I would just try to get him to be like, "All right, read, this is the new script, Ben." And then when they yell, action, and he's talking to the Joker, he'd be like, "Shut the fuck up, suck my fucking cock." I'm like, I would love to just play around with like that one scene with so many different like takes on like what he could say to Joker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh
Like,
my God.
I would love to, to just mess around with the dialogue in that one scene with him just cursing.
Yeah, I bet there's multiple takes too.
Fuck you, bitch boy.
Fucking green hair and your white face.
Yeah. I'm gonna spread your asshole open, bitch.
Uh,
Just like get real fucking vulgar with it. Oh,
Oh, Ben, play Kokomo on my pussy.
oh shit. Do you hear that? Is that the?
Eat my
Are they doing
pussy,
something?
Ben.
Wow, I don't think they're sleeping.
Play Kokomo on my pussy,
that's not sleeping, Danny. That's not sleeping.
Ben.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right,
Oh, what the
folks.
fuck?
I don't know if we can keep recording this. Is there an X rating for podcast? I think we might have to wrap this up right now.
We gotta get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
That was the perfect time. They ain't gonna hear us with what they got going on.
Oh, wow.
In the rear.
Oh God.
Bro, we gotta
Christ.
bounce. This is the time, dude.
Well, this has been an episode of Hobos With Homes. Hopefully, we don't get lost in the woods.
Hairs, Ben.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Spread my asshole.
Oh, what the fuck?
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Well, you know where to catch us on Twitter. Catch me on Twitch. I'm going to start streaming again, Johnny.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Guy,
Okay.
guy,
I got nothing to say, Danny. We gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. What the fuck?
wow. I actually want to stick around. Listen to this.
Play Kokomo
Oh.
on my
Nope.
pussy.
Oh.
No, you know what? Never mind.